Hello my dear YouTuber friends, and I hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to this new video, and have I got an unusual aircraft to show you today. This is the Quickie Q200 from Lionheart Creations. A very unusual but much beloved aircraft with a big fan base worldwide. Bit of a strange one, but a lot of fun. Let's get into the video. Okay, so I'm lined up at London City Airport, runway 27, my usual test bed. What can I say about the external look of the Quickie? Very unusual and unique looking. Looks like some kind of aquatic creature, catfish, ray, that type of thing. Very unique. Now the Quickie, I did a bit of research because I knew nothing about it. It actually came, this is a two-seater version, the Q200. The original was a one-seater and it came in a kit form. Just take that in for a moment. It would come in kit form. You would build this and assemble this yourself and then go and fly the thing. Just incredible. Incredible. Much love. Lots of enthusiasts around the world love the Quickie. The external view looks very nice. As you zoom in, you can see all the individual details. Dragonfly logo there and the dragonfly illustration. Is that common on the Quickie? Maybe fans of the Quickie can fill me in and inform me better there. But it all looks very nice indeed. Comes with a number of different liveries. Let me show you that on screen. So you've got a good choice of liveries and colours there. Let's take that off. I've gone with the lime green livery. Why not? It's unusual looking enough. Why not go with a more unusual colour? As you can see, it's got a two-winged system there in effect. Now the flaps act slightly different to other aircraft. Let's take the flaps off completely. These are actually called the flexor systems. Instead of going down, let's engage flexor 1. It will go up. And it acts like a kind of full flexor or full flaps. It acts like a kind of speed brake, and it does the traditional kind of flap thing as well. It slows you down when coming in for a landing. That type of good thing. Good stuff. I've got the canopy open. I'll tell you what, let's jump inside the cockpit now and give you an internal tour. Lovely texturing and detail throughout, up to the typical Lionheart creation standard. You've got the obligatory experimental writing on the back wall. Talking to one of my members, they said this is a must-have on the back wall there, experimental writing. Lovely chrome rimmed dials, I love that. I want to be fully transparent. As you can probably see, we've got a bit of flickering going on with the lights there. Nothing to do with the settings, my settings, I don't believe. I've changed the glass cockpit refresh rate. Didn't seem to make a difference. Anti-aliasing didn't seem to make a difference. Bit of flickering can be a little bit distracting in some views. When you're in your default view, it's not so distracting, and when I take it up for a fly later, it's hardly noticeable, but it is there. Just want to be fully transparent. You've got a GPS, basic autopilot panel as well. So what we've got: autopilot, heading, nav, that type of thing, vertical speed and alt. Basic, if you want to fly from city to city, you can do in this thing. I don't feel it's designed for that, and the fun, I'll show you later, is more taking close-up of your scenery add-ons or photogrammetry areas, but I'll come to that later. Lots of nice little switches, nav lights there, as you can see, and the way they interact is very nice. Landing lights, I won't mess with that one. You've got panel lights here. You can see I've got panel lights on. If I use my mouse to scroll down, you can see those panel lights turn off or fade. Mouse back up, you can see they come back on. So all very nice. Cabin lights as well. Using the whole task 4, which is very similar to this joystick you see here. You got throttle and propeller here as well. Sorry, throttle and mixture. And the canopy, let's do this. Let's close the canopy and jump outside. Lovely animation. Let's get back round to a better view there. So I'm using my mouse at the moment. Unlock it. Oh, lovely. I can play around with that forever. Love doing that. You've even got tinted glass options here. So that's tinted glass 1 we've got on there. Let's go 2 and 3. Slightly lighter shades, that's tint 3. That's tint 1. Let's go back to 3 again. So as you can see, slightly different shades of tint, which is a nice add-on. It's a nice feature. A big shout out to Dom at flightsim.com. He's like my agent or contact at flightsim.com. Big shout out to him. He always points me towards aircraft that he knows I'm going to be interested in, and this Quickie is no exception. So thanks, Dom. I hope you're keeping well. And another thing, it comes with a nice meaty manual. I'll show you some of that on screen. So lots of different specifications and procedures that you can do in the Quickie, and lots of background detail on the Quickie as well. It's a nice addition. Okay, so with that all out of the way, let's take this bird up for a test flight. Okay, the proof's in the pudding, as they say, so let's go full throttle and take her up for a flight. Keep centerline there. Before long, the nose will want to come down. Don't worry, the propeller won't want to hit the runway. It will take off on its own volition there. And you want to apply, I find, a generous amount of nose trim down, otherwise you'll be reaching Venus before too long. It just wants to reach for the skies, quite literally. Whilst I'm levelling her out, let's do some manoeuvres. A barrel roll. No issues at all in the Quickie there. You can probably hear some of the stresses and strains of the aircraft frame when I do that, which is very immersive. Let's do another one. Just no problem at all. It's what the Quickie's made for. Let's fly close to some of these buildings. Don't be afraid. I'm over 160 knots. You can see my speed down there. My goodness, approaching 200 knots. And it's just lovely. Fly right next to these buildings here. I've been having a few photogrammetry issues. I'm on the latest sim update 6. Might be my ISP, it might be the servers, but just keep it in mind, I might get a warning or two. I can see Tower Bridge coming up there. I want to fly in between the towers. You know what? I'm in the Quickie. It's designed for that. It's where the Quickie comes into its own. I'm flying in one of the World Update areas, one of the photogrammetry cities here, London of course. Just concentrate on getting between these towers here. Yeah, no issues. Ooh. And come back up. And then you can just see the ground around me, the world around me is just zipping by. I'm in London City photogrammetry areas. If you've got scenery add-on files, it's what I use the Quickie for myself. Why should you buy this aircraft? Well, let me put it this way. You've got a scenery add-on file, you like the photogrammetry world update cities, you want to get a close-up of those buildings. There's no better way of doing it than flying the Quickie. Flying the Quickie and just zipping around them and enjoying those cities. Let's do a quick turn here, bit of rudder in there. Oh, lovely, lovely. Come towards back towards those sort of main London landmarks. just ahead of us there, and then we'll come back towards London City to hopefully do a good landing. It's just wonderful. And while you're doing that, play around, do barrel rolls, loop-de-loops if you want to. It's able to do that as well. Just lovely, lovely. Like I said, there's a fully functional autopilot panel there and GPS. If you want to fly from city to city, you can do that. I just find the best use of it is getting a close-up of the landmarks of in the famous cities. And the field of view, something that's very apparent actually, the field of view is wonderful. Unmatched from other aircraft I've personally encountered and seen. My own experience of aircraft. I've got the quick view system on there, so left and right. But let's use the mouse. It's like you're in a giant bowl looking outside the world there. It's just wonderful. Let me recenter my view there. And I'm going to speed down, bring my throttle down to about halfway because I can see London City ahead there, London City Airport. I'll trim up a little bit. Prefer to stay high on the approach. Get my speed down to around 80 knots. Let's just bring that speed down a little bit more and I'll do the first stage of flexor, or the first stage of flaps there, just to help bring down my speed. I'll bring it down a bit more. I want to be around 80 knots now. So I'll bring it down a little bit more. You can hear the aircraft has gone a little bit quiet because I've got very little throttle engaged there. Flexor 2, flaps 2 is effectively really acts like a bit of a speed brake. Don't want to go too slow. Let's not go under 60 knots there. And just keep my approach going here to the runway. Very akin to flying something like the Cessna 172, 152 at this point in the flight. Certainly not when you're at full throttle like you saw before. It's a lively beast, but very manoeuvrable, thankfully. If you're a fan of the Quickie, you're probably on the checkout phase as we speak, or you should be, absolutely. For those of you like myself who didn't know about the Quickie, it's just wonderful to fly. Wonderful acrobatic aircraft to fly with an unmatched field of view on that outside world. Let's concentrate on this landing. I've got full flexor engaged. I've got the PAPI lights back to where they should be there. Speed's good. I can see the runway quite clearly. I'm going to make the runway in a moment, so I shall know my throttle when I'm over the runway. Which, you know what, we're getting there. So let's bring my throttle back. I'm just going to float this aircraft to hopefully land smoothly. So pull back on my stick. Don't want to go too quickly there. Bit of a bounce, but never mind. That's okay. And slow her down. Still getting used to the landings, but fairly easy, fairly straightforward. What can I say about this? Bizarre looking, unique looking. Unique in the air, as you just saw there before. Well worth buying. Fun acrobatic aircraft. Get the most from your scenery add-ons, and you will with this aircraft. But listen, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Give the video a like if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe for more. Go and check out my written article as well. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you soon.